Give you further detail on just how good the ACC, which was a very competitive league prior to the new additions, but how good it's become with the new schools entering. Tigers' Mia McGrath delivering the counter by SMU. Set from McGrath with a soft touch. Chimay. Tigers with the response. And the block. Natalie Foster, one of their 4 newcomers by way of the portal from Wichita State.
And this is a good opening play for both teams. Long rally. You can see the Clemson Tigers are wearing their purple tonight, or this afternoon, I should say.
75 service aces as a team this year for SMU. One of the best in the ACC. A set, powerful swing delivered by Jamison Wheeler.
Yeah.
All conference in the AAC a year ago.
Really smart hit by her. Reached high, used the hands of the Clemson block, so it was out of bounds and very difficult to defend.
Back to serve Maya Tabron, first season at SMU after transferring from Colorado. Sant sets up Daly. Chimay, nice recovery by the Tigers. Addie Raines. Set by Bolton of SMU. Raines again with another good dig. Taylor, now Daly gets it across.
Couple of free balls here.
Daly. Tigers get on the board.
Yeah, so right now what I'm seeing from both teams is they seem pretty evenly matched. You know, they're getting the kinks out early in the match here. But hopefully this is a really tight, good volleyball all afternoon.
Nice job by Catherine Sant. She's seen her role increase, and at that setter position, huge shoes to fill with the graduation of Mia McGrath. I got my fine players confused.
Yep, McKenna.
Huge shoes to fill, yes.
Yeah,
McKenna Slavic has moved on.
I know, I think about her too. I mean, she brought so much leadership to this team, and right now the Clemson Tigers are actually filling her shoes with 2 setters. So they're using 2 setters, running a 6-2. At least they were Friday night. We'll see what they're doing today.
Natalie Foster, 25 service aces this year, leads the SMU team. Good job recovering by Sant. Foster setting it up. And the kill delivered. They call her Jams Wheeler. 117 of those coming in. She came in within 10 of getting to 1,000 for her career.
And remember, this SMU team just came off a huge upset, huge win at Georgia Tech. So they're looking to take home 2 wins on the road this weekend.
Foster the serve. McGrath getting it across. Nice set at the net for Okamore. Tigers respond. Daly, soft touch.
There's some of that grit you were talking about with the defense. You know, really nice play there from number 11 for the Clemson Tigers, Claire Luma.
So the Tigers, Audrey Armbruster back to serve. Good counter by the Tigers. Indigo Young, newcomer from Charleston Southern, on the block.
Yep, and what Indigo's working on out of the middle block for Clemson is really reaching over the net as far as possible. You can see here when she goes up to block, her hands are a little bit high instead of over the net, and so the SMU team is able to use her hands and hit that ball out of bounds.
Brooke Frazier in her 2nd season with the Mustangs. After coming from Texas A&M, too strong on the serve, and Clemson back within a couple of points here in the early going.
Yeah, you can see it's just back and forth between both teams, and again, they're working out some kinks, but overall it's been a very competitive match.
The aforementioned Mia McGrath. Gentle touch at the net by Wheeler.
Wheeler's definitely coming out of the gate very strong for SMU. She's a senior, 6'1". Here's just a nice soft touch, catching the Tigers on their heels.
367 kills a year ago. She steps back to serve. 4 aces on the season. Off the Taylor dig. Here's a set and the delivery by Young.
Yeah, great in-system play by the Clemson Tigers. Perfect pass from Devin Taylor, the libero, who had, she reached a big milestone on Friday with 1,500 career digs.
Devin Taylor back to serve, maybe a little bit more pumped than usual to face the opponent today. She's a native of Texas. SMU, as you probably know, based in Dallas. A set and a strong finish. Tabron.
And that is a tricky situation there for the Clemson Tigers. Not something you want to give to a top 25 team. That's a one-on-one situation. Beautiful hit there.
Celia Cullen, setter for the Mustangs, closing in on a career milestone. Nearly 4,000 career assists. Give her one there. Back out to a 3-point lead. Just into the match. Nia Maria Joki, newcomer to the Tigers, native of Finland, the freshman with a point.
Yeah, Joki brings international experience to the Clemson Tigers. She mostly plays out of the right side. She also brings back row attacks. She's a great leader right from the get-go.
Back to serve, gets her first kill today. She had 4 the other night against Pitt. A little bit long. That was interesting. Jackie Simpson-Keir talking about something she's tried to ingrain in her team this year, to have a 5-set mentality. Be ready just as good in set number 5. It showed, for example, in a great comeback win against Kennesaw State, but that's something else that's really been part of the mindset this year for her team.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. And also she just talks about like how she wants her team to get better as the match progresses. And we do see that when they get in those 5-set situations.
Chimay denied at the net. Taylor, now Daly gets it across. Past the block try of Hansen and the dig attempt of Taylor. And back up by 4 goes SMU. It's a 9-5 advantage for the Mustangs. Their second ever ACC match. They're trying to get to 2-0 in the league.
For the second time in the last 3 years, Clemson men's soccer is once again national champ.
To the early 9-5 advantage. We told you they've entered the national rankings for the first time in program history. They've had volleyball at the school in Dallas for 3 decades, and they are in the midst of 7 straight on the road. And talking with her before the match, that did get an eye roll from the coach. Part of that's because they scheduled a couple of matches back in last week at Northern Iowa before ACC play began. She says in the future they'll probably try to do more home matches in non-conference, but in a rugged league, probably not the best way to have to schedule all those on the road. Kate Hansen heard from. 65th kill of the year. The Tigers back within 3.
Kate Hansen, middle blocker for the Clemson Tigers, number 19 here. She's just a sophomore. She continues to get better and better every match, and I know they're going to rely on her heavily to bring that middle block presence, whether it's blocking or attacking. She also sets the ball every once in a while, which is fun to watch.
Raines with the serve. Chimay, Taylor, Sant. Hansen, and a nice dig on the other side by the libero Bolton. Bolton again. Another set for Tabron. Great dig by the Tigers Sant. The rally continues. A push. And the point for Clemson.
Ooh, the Tigers are celebrating that one. They called SMU in the net. Overall, though, amazing play, great hustle from the Clemson Tigers. Addie Raines back there, number 11 for the Clemson Tigers. She's just a freshman. She had a really smart play where she slowed the ball down by pushing a high pass across the net so SMU couldn't attack the Tigers very quickly when they were out of system. And we'll talk about this more, but with the new gym here at Jervey, you don't see as many balls off the ceiling, which is awesome.
I was told so far in the few matches that have been played here, you can count several that would have hit the ceiling in the old days, but it was raised by, what, 15 feet, and that makes all the difference in the world. Daly at the net. Another point, just like that. It's a 1-point opening set.
Very smart play by Asia Daly there. She, took the ball. It was set from her libero, and she was able to find the blocker's hands on SMU and knock the ball out of bounds. So it was a point for the Tigers.
Addie Raines, the freshman, another serve. Here's a set for Tabron. Taylor setting up McGrath. Desperately at the net. And the point goes to Clemson.
We're all tied up here, 9-9. Again, we've said from the start, this match has been going back and forth. Both teams are playing high-level volleyball.
Raines again to serve. Another set for Taylor. Taylor, good block. But the point goes to SMU. Tabron will go back to serve. She's got 14 aces on the year. Not only effective on the kill, but 5 blocks the other night against Georgia Tech in the 3-set sweep for the Mustangs in their first ever ACC match. Set at the net. Hansen the soft touch. Chimay with a set.
Looks
but
like
it's out.
No touch, so yeah, out of bounds, point for the Tigers. Replay here. Big swing down the line. No
Boy,
touch.
Jams Wheeler, Austin, Texas native out of Lake Travis High, one of the players that came to their program as a freshman, really showing you the elevation. Got a wet spot on the floor. Kate Hansen back to serve. Now, Hansen, we saw her on a kill earlier, transfer from Texas Tech, so another Texas native. She's from Weatherford, Texas, going against SMU. Chimay with a big answer for the Mustangs. They go back up by a point. Naya Chimay came to SMU for Wyoming, second season in the program. And originally from Casper, Wyoming. How many college volleyball players you think come from the state of Wyoming?
That's the first one I've heard of, actually.
Gentle touch to May. Good dig by Raines.
Nice
McGrath
set.
at the net. And the point will go to SMU.
Yeah, great play overall. Sant there for the Clemson Tigers. And I'm not sure what they're arguing right now.
McGrath thought she had the point. You could tell by her reaction.
Yeah, and you can see here the set from Sant, really difficult, tough. So what is the call? Let's see.
Perhaps she thinks Chimay or her teammate
And there may be a challenge.
had their hands over the net.
Okay, she is challenging it, yep.
And
Figured
Jackie.
whichever team maybe lost this one. So Coach Keir's taking her challenge card. Each team has 2 challenges in the first 4 sets of the game. They'll get an extra one if we go to a 5th set. And we're gonna look here again. I mean, that all looks good to me, so I'm not exactly sure. Let's see if we can see what the call was from the up ref. Are they calling Sant in the net, maybe? Ball's clearly out.
Yeah, McGrath going up, battling Okamore.
And Mia McGrath, she's a fun player for the Clemson Tigers, number 23. She plays all around, so you'll see her. She's passing in the back. She's such a smart player. She's not always necessarily the tallest one on the court, even though at 5'11", she's not short, but she has to be a little craftier sometimes. You'll see her using the block. She hits high off their hands. She does roll shots. She does tips. So here she's using the SMU block.
Yeah, Chimay is the SMU player on the left, Okamore on the right.
So I think what they're arguing right now is SMU's trying to say they did not touch the ball at all. And it just hit the net. So we will see what the replay, what the challenge results in. So right now, Clemson Tigers are challenging the call. So SMU has won the point at this moment in time. And Coach Keir is trying to overrule that call. And
one of the spiffy additions to this beautifully renovated arena is the officials' mic, like they have in the basketball arena. Point will stay with SMU. Here's the call. So the call stands.
You can hear some fans booing. They did not agree. So obviously the officials saw something that we must have missed. And I think the call was possibly no touch at all, so that the ball went just off the net and out of bounds.
Natalie Foster, native of Mattawan, Michigan. Wichita straight transfer with the serve. Here's Taylor setting it up for Daly.
And that's a free ball given to SMU. A team this good, you think they're going to take advantage of it, so you have to be really careful with giving them any easy balls like that.
Off the Tabron dig.
Awesome up there by Raines.
At the net. Tough to get it past the 6'4", Nady Okamore. Out of Carrollton, Texas, came to them this season from Florida.
Yeah, big up from the Clemson Tigers, a one-handed dig from Addie Raines, and then Mia McGrath, she's going up with all she can against a huge block. Sometimes it works, sometimes it bounces right back at you.
That may have been Nia Chimay coming through with the block. Teamed with Okamore again. Off the dig by Chimay. Here's a set. Wheeler on the kill.
So again, the match has been back and forth, all in this first set. It looks like SMU right now, they're getting a little momentum. So the Clemson Tigers, and probably started with that call, which could have gone either way. So Clemson Tigers really need to regroup, reset, get a side out right here.
Foster the serve. Sant, Daly.
Looking for the touch, she hit nice and deep. SMU stayed disciplined with their blocks, so their hands are farther over the net. Timeout for the Tigers.
5-point advantage for the Mustangs of SMU. That extends their longest lead here of the opening set.
So you see the coaching staff there. That's Taylor. She is the assistant coach for the Clemson Tigers. She has
Taylor
a lot of
Unrow.
experience. Yep, she was played for Florida. Really experienced player. And you can tell she's talking to her team, trying to get them to settle down, focus on the next play.
Well, Aaron, the Tigers in opening sets have kind of been defined at certain points so far this season. And here we see, trying to hang within 5 of an SMU team that, well, they've been road warriors this year. Not only the win at Georgia Tech, but back-to-back victories at Northern Iowa last week. And they have also been an impressive team when facing those in the ranked category. Tigers trying to counter that. A Clemson team, which of course had a great comeback victory against Kennesaw State when they opened up this building. And went tough against South Carolina. And having to open up ACC play is difficult enough because the competition's so good. Having to do it Friday night against the #1 team in the land, the Pitt Panthers. Interestingly, Pitt and SMU are travel partners, so they'll be playing. SMU gets to play the #1 team back-to-back, home and away, over a 3-day span. Coming up here in just a little bit.
All right, so now we're coming out of a timeout. Tough serve coming from SMU. The Clemson Tigers have to get a side out right here.
Foster to serve. McGrath, Sant, Daly, blocked to the net. Young. At the net, Wheeler hasn't given back. Here's a set by Cullen.
Ball's up.
Hustle by Taylor. Boy, that's a feature that was not available to the Tigers in the previous configuration of this arena. A little bit. Young has it deflect out, and the lead grows to 6.
Awesome play by both teams. I mean, a lot of hustle. You're seeing the fight out of the Clemson Tigers, and this is where SMU is just showing, I mean, they are a top 25 program. They have the height. They're bringing it in the back row from the set, from the serving line. That's a break that the Clemson Tigers needed.
Service error. And that'll be a third on the Mustangs. Tigers stop the run by SMU. Audrey Armbruster, out of Cincinnati, a sophomore, went to Mount Notre Dame High School.
And this is where the Clemson Tigers bring in that 6-2. So they subbed in Armbruster and Yoki in the front row now. So they still have 3 hitters in the front row and the setters in the back row.
There's a set for Wheeler, just too strong for Taylor to try to save it.
Yeah, number 15 there for SMU, Jams, as her nickname is. You can see how high she's reaching here, over the block, right into that deep corner. That's just so difficult for any team to defend.
Serve delivered by Brooke Frazier. McGrath, Wheeler, and a set for Tabron by who else but Cullen, closing in on 4,000 in her career.
And what an excellent strategic play by SMU there. They obviously studied tape. They know Mia McGrath likes those off-speed shots, so they were sitting there, what we call the donut of the court, right there ready to dig it up. So it was actually an easy kill in system out of the back row for SMU.
Cullen 3 away from the 4,000 career assist mark. Yoki. Good dig by Bolton. At the net, Wheeler. And right there for the Tigers, Young and Yoki.
Yeah, great block there by the Clemson Tigers. They really sealed the net. SMU had nowhere to go with this ball, so she was just trying to do what she could to get the ball, to keep the ball in play, but excellent block by the Tigers.
Mia McGrath, too strong on the serve.
We talked about Mia McGrath. Again, she's playing all around. She's 5'11", so she's considered a smaller player. I'll put that in quotes. But she plays very big. She jumps well, and you'll see here they're doing a 2-person serve receive with Devin Taylor and Mia McGrath.
Armbruster setting it up. Kennedy Wagner, we talked about her in the open. The response by Tabron, too strong for McGrath, and Taylor can't get there.
We've highlighted a couple times, but it is wonderful to see the high level of volleyball and the new Derby Gym, because, again, some of these balls, I mean, the Tigers are digging them, they're going up in the air, and in the past they would have hit the ceiling, but they're keeping them in play now and able to, keep the ball going.
Wheeler, the serve died in a hurry. Good job by McGrath to dig it. A set for Okamore, another assist for Cullen.
And so there's another example of a free ball situation. So that means Clemson Tigers were unfortunately having to give the SMU team a fairly easy ball. And at that point, SMU is able to do anything they want with the level of play they bring.
Again, the serve by Wheeler. Armbruster sets up Wagner. Did she get it in? She did.
Nice creative play by the Clemson Tigers. They're moving Kennedy Wagner around. They understand the block on the other side is very large, and they have to keep them on their toes. So here you can see they bring Kennedy Wagner into the middle of the court. And again, she's just got that nice high reach, high snap right into the corner. That's an awesome hit.
Devin Taylor serve. A set for Chimay. That's just hard to defend. Cullen again right there to grab assist number 11.
Yeah, we may have to see that one again. Chimay had such hang time on that. Also, she had 0 blocks up, so I think the Clemson Tigers got confused on who was getting the ball, but she came out of the back row, brilliant hang time, smashed it down.
Ellie Bolton serve. Yoki, the dig Bolton, a set by Cullen. Yoki, Chimay, Cullen, gentle touch at the net by Foster. Foster keeps it alive. Armbruster, Wagner, too strong. Wheeler didn't have a chance. Tigers back within 8.
Nice volleyball from both teams in that point, back and forth, a lot of great digs. Again, just love when Kennedy Wagner, again, a sophomore for the Clemson Tigers, when she can get up there, reach high, use her snap. So difficult to defend.
Yoki serving for Clemson. Tigers trying to scrap back into this opening set. Tabron on the kill.
Tabron 6'1", hits from the outside, jumps so high, reaches so high. Wow. We saw her earlier hitting in the deep corner. There she was going very, very sharp cross court.
And congratulations, Celia Cullen. She just picked up her 12th assist of the match. She's now back to serve. That 12th assist giving her 4,000 for her career. Too strong, though, on the serve. A 5th error for the Mustangs. And the Tigers back within 8. Quite an achievement. 4,000 career assists for Celia Cullen, native of Brighton, Michigan. Began her career at Michigan State, now in her 3rd season. She was the American Athletic Conference Setter of the Year in 2023, and here she is making a mark in the ACC. She'll get another set, and that time Chimay delivers.
Yeah, Celia Cullen, the setter for SMU. She's 6'1". Just had her 4,000 career set. Well, in 4,001 there we saw. But wow, amazing statistic. And obviously she brings a lot of leadership to the SMU squad, looking to make a big impact in the ACC.
So having played at Michigan State, as that sneaks across the net, Big Ten, real good at volleyball. Now in the ACC with a couple of seasons in the AAC. So she had seen some quality volleyball. Too strong for Wheeler. Tigers stay alive as we're on set point. And back to an 8-point lead for SMU.
And SMU is arguing they think that ball was inbounds. Looks like coach is thinking about a challenge. But does not look like she's going to challenge at this point. Here you can see a replay. Ooh, tough call.
Tigers go to Sophie Catalano for the serve.
Nice save by the SMU.
Daly tries to keep Clemson alive. I take that back. And that was McKenna Gilden on the serve. SMU able to come away. But the hotel in the Clemson area had power, so they went back to their hotel in Atlanta, got their stuff, came up here, practiced at Clemson, spent the night in the area, so things kind of got back to normal. And the deflection leads to the first point in set number 2 for the Mustangs and Maya Tabron. Tabron, 14 aces on the year, and she's gonna get the point with a smile on her face.
Yeah, she's got an interesting serve. She takes a long time between when the whistle's blown for her to actually serve, and so there's like a little bit of a pause in the game, and you can see the Tigers, you know, they're having to like anticipate and wait, and then she makes that serve, which just trickles off the net, and you know, again, difficult for the Tigers to pass that one up.
McGrath. Chimay gave it back to her. Yoki. Good dig by Cullen. Bolton setting up Wheeler, but too strong.
Yep, she was going for high hands there, but it looks like the Clemson Tigers were able just to stay very disciplined in their block. And again, the disciplined block means their hands are as far over the net as possible, not necessarily high, because when you're high, you have distance between yourself and the net, and it makes it easier for the hitter to hit off your hands.
Nice set. Foster able to deliver.
Yeah, beautiful play there from SMU. A one-on-one opportunity in the middle. I don't think Foster's going to miss many of those.
Natalie Foster, a 2-time All-American Athletic Conference performer at Wichita State. Came down to SMU this year, catching the draft of the Mustangs' move to the ACC.
There's Foster playing some defense, too.
Wheeler, Wagner sets it up. McGrath got it across. Chimay, gentle touch, found the opening.
Yeah, not perfect volleyball from either team on that point, but certainly effective, and SMU got it done. So I love that Cullen's doing a jump set there, completely out of system, and Chimay's able just to do a soft off-speed shot right into the donut for the Clemson Tigers.
Foster to serve, the best they have.
There's that ace that we've been looking for.
Came in with 25 on the season.
Yeah, that was a really tricky serve. Let's see if she can go back to back.
So 2 service aces so far in this set for a team that came in with 75 on the year. Too strong on the kill, Wagner, and jumping out to the big lead here in set number 2. SMU up by 5, and Jackie Simpson-Keir has seen enough. She and the Tigers down 6-1. Clemson trying to break into the win column in the ACC here in Jervey Gym.
All right, let's run that again.
Geico has fast fare claims 24/7 right on the Geico app.
Feeling the rhythm. Playing along with YMCA here in Jervey Gym. Maya Tabron leads SMU with 6 kills so far. That's what they do. They're a team that came in, Aaron, very impressive in that category. Nearly 600 on the season over their first 12 matches.
Yeah, and their offense is so well spread out, and that's starting with their setter, Celia Cullen. They have players, Tabron has 6 kills, Chimay has 5, Wheeler has 5 kills, Foster has 3, whereas the Clemson Tigers, you have Asia Daler with 3 and Kennedy with 2 kills. So, I mean, you can see why it's so lopsided.
On that serve by Foster, her second service ace over her past few efforts.
Wow, that is a very tough serve from the back line, and same spot again.
McGrath went for the dig, but again, difficult to handle with that spin coming off them.
So Natalie Foster, she's the middle blocker for SMU. She's 6'4", and she's using every bit of her height and her athleticism to serve the ball, and it is dropping so fast. So now the Tigers have gone to 3 passers to try to stop her.
Such a versatile player. Armbruster hustling, can't get a hand on it. Just like that, it's an 8-point advantage here in set number 2 for the Mustangs.
And is that 3 aces in a row? That is 3 aces in a row, an unbelievable, difficult serve, just barely crossing the net.
Taylor off the dig, got it across.
And that's basically another ace.
Okamore.
Which SMU takes advantage of because the ball came over in 1. That's a really easy play for the SMU to pass up, get in system, run their offense.
Cullen another assist. Okamore, number 26 for this SMU team, known for her defense. She was the Defensive Player of the Week in the ACC a couple of weeks ago, but also can add to their scoring ability. And Okamore with her 3rd kill of the afternoon, now with 69 in the season. Sam Erger, known for her recruiting. She was an assistant at Baylor and helped the Bears land several key recruiting classes. And talking with her before the match, she talks about culture. Honestly, a lot of the things she was saying, she was echoing what you hear Dabo Sweeney talk a lot about, and you hear Jackie Simpson-Keir and others at Clemson talk about building a culture, recruiting the kinds of players. The kinds of players she tries to recruit, she wants them to be an exceptional teammate, a really good competitor, and she says, I know what a competitor looks like. I'll watch supposedly great players, but I can see if they're a competitor or not just by watching them. And then she also says she recruits players that have a desire to become pros, because if they have that desire, you'll get that kind of work ethic and that kind of competitiveness out of them. And that's the kind of the tenets of what she looks for when she's recruiting.
Yeah, that's really interesting, and I hear what she's saying about you able to identify a competitor. I would describe myself as a competitor, and sometimes like my siblings will never play me in Monopoly. I don't know why, but I think it's that desire to win and compete in everything you do in life.
So let's say that you miss out on the chance to buy like Park Place and Boardwalk and that kind of thing, and you haven't gotten a get out of jail free card. Do you immediately just move the houses and the hotels off the board and say, let's start again? Is that what you do?
I probably have been known to flip the board once in my life, yes. I was way, way, way younger, though.
9-point advantage for the Mustangs, trying to continue this run of service aces by Foster. Armbruster setting it up. Wagner denied. Chimay.
So we'll see what the Clemson Tigers do here. I mean, this is an absolute dominance by the SMU squad, and Clemson Tigers, they have some of their 3 best passers in the back row right now, but Foster's serve is such a challenge, so they're probably hoping at one point she's going to miss.
McGrath, Armbruster, Yoki. Tabron off the dig. Cullen, the set. The big swing by Wheeler. The lead grows.
Cullen's definitely an interesting setter. She's a little bit like unorthodox and out of system, and she's just like a natural athlete, I think. So she's able to make things happen that aren't, you know, perfectly, like her feet aren't necessarily perfectly set up, her shoulders aren't necessarily perfectly squared, and she's able to get the ball to where her players need it to make even not a perfect pass a really in-system play.
Foster on a personal run here. Trying to add a 5th straight point off her serve.
Wow,
nice,
good
really
dig.
nice dig by Tabron. Wheeler got it across. Quick push. Armbruster ends the SMU run.
Unbelievable run there by the SMU squad with Foster serving. I know the Tigers are grateful to be out of that rotation.
A 10-0 run for the Mustangs. And Audrey Armbruster, the sophomore out of Cincinnati, able to put an end to it. Devin Taylor back to serve as they clean up a wet spot on the floor. Nice turnout, and of course, if you live in this part of the world, you know it has been a rough weekend in the upstate of South Carolina. Here in the Clemson area, for example, many still waiting for the power to come back on.
Yeah, and the Clemson University, they actually opened up one of their gyms, Little John, and then the Snow Family Outdoor Rec Center, so that community members could come in, get some electricity, get some Wi-Fi, take a shower, you know, just basic things in life that the community's been without for a few days now.
Push back across by Hansen. Bolton, the set, and denied at the net. Wheeler, Yoki, and Hansen.
And the Clemson Tigers, they're a program, they're on the up and up. So they're in one of the toughest, if not the toughest conference in the USA for volleyball. And so someone like Hansen, who's a sophomore, she needs to use every single opportunity she's on the court to get better and better.
Big addition from Texas Tech for this Tiger team. Wheeler again, Yoki, and Wheeler unable to save it. Native of Finland, Nia Maria Yoki.
That combination of Yoki and Hansen there at the front, they are tough to defend. Wow, that was some good hang time by Yoki.
Tigers trying to claw back into the second set after that 10-0 run. For SMU gave them a 12-1 advantage. Okamore with Hansen. Okamore again. Another block for their team leader. She came in with 52.
Wow. Okamore, what a beautiful kind of crazy block at the same time. You know, she's laughing and smiling because she just blocked, like you can see here, Allison, she blocks a pass. And that just shows you like how good her hang time is, you know, how smart she is at reading the ball.
Brooke Frazier. Saved by Gilden, who checked in moments ago. Nearly a double touch by Cullen. Cullen setting up Wheeler.
There, again, another example of Cullen taking the ball. You know, again, I wasn't a setter, so I'm not going to critique setters too much. I just appreciate when they can get a ball. I was an outside hitter, so just like that, when they can give you that perfect ball, no matter where the pass is on the court, you really love that setter.
You see Wheeler in the foreground, Cullen to her left. They've played together now for 3 years, and that kind of timing, it's just a great example of working together and, you know, kind of knowing the move before it even happens from your teammate.
Yeah, exactly.
Brooke Frazier again to serve. Her second season with the Mustangs. Off a Gilden dig. Cullen sets. Nice dig by Taylor. Wheeler able to work at the net. And the lead back out to double figures at 11.
So that here is an overpass from the Clemson Tigers. Jams is just waiting for it. Basically hits it straight down.
James Wheeler, Lake Travis High School. That high school has a connection to Clemson. It's where a guy named Chad Morris was the head coach for many years and built a high school power before eventually landing at Clemson as the offensive coordinator back in 2011. Service error, Tigers get a point.
Number 6 for SMU, she's kind of laughing and smiling. You know, she was subbed in to serve, and then she's shaking her head because she's like, how did I miss my first serve? I'm sure coach will give her another shot, though.
Catherine Sant, second year in the Tiger program, off the serve. Cullen will set it up just into the match. Gentry Lamoran for SMU went for the kill. This time, Tabron, too strong.
They are arguing, SMU is arguing definitely a touch, so it looks like Coach Uger is gonna use one of her challenge cards. She is. So she's challenging to see if there was a touch on that hit from Tabron.
Sam Erger, the challenge. Led her team to the AAC title last year. She was that league's coach of the year. Emma Clothier was the AAC player of the year. She has moved on from SMU. Take another look.
Yep, big back row attack from SMU. Usually what we're looking for here in a challenge is, are there any hands moving on the Clemson Tigers? Can you see their fingers moving at all? I'm not seeing a touch.
May not be able to determine that on video, and the call could stand simply because they don't have the evidence they need.
Right now the call currently is no touch and the ball is out of bounds. So a point for the Tigers. And it wasn't too long ago that the challenge system did not even exist for volleyball. So there was no instant replay, there wasn't the video look back. We just had to come down and try to convince the refs as best as we could with our acting skills that we did touch it or we didn't touch it. But
now you see the iPad being operated by our official. That is a change this year. In the past, the very control room that is making this telecast possible, they would be in control of it. However, now the official becomes the producer and director. Here's the call.
So the call stands.
I just don't know that you could determine with that video. You would have had to have a cleaner and more of a close-up, and it just wasn't available to them.
And here, SMU squad's up 15-6, and Coach Uger is still arguing. She still wants to win every point. She's a competitor herself. That's how she can recognize the competitors out there. No gimme points.
Set by Lamoran, Okamore, Taylor. Wagner denied. Wagner again.
And again, we're just talking about the growth of the Clemson volleyball program. I mean, they're playing the top teams in the nation. Here's a sophomore, Kennedy Wagner, going up, swinging big, down the line, kill and point for the Tigers.
Tigers back within 8. 10-0 run earlier made it 12-1 SMU. Chimay with the answer.
This time they did call a touch on that back row attack, and so it'll be a point for SMU. Top spin jump serve, easily handled by the Tigers.
And Daly sneaks it in the corner. Tigers back within 8.
And here comes Rain, sub back in. She's, again, a freshman for the Clemson Tigers, but she is all over the place. And an excellent passer, excellent defender. Here she is on the service line.
Lamoran off the dig. Cullen setting it up. Tabron, Taylor, Sant, Hansen, and a good dig by Chimay. The push by Tabron. Set by Sant, and Daly rejected. The point for SMU. Tigers trying to counter this SMU team. We talked about McKenna Slavic, such a great setter for this Clemson squad over the years, who's graduated, and that's led Jackie Simpson-Kier to determine, do I go 6-2, do I go 5-1, and I think that's still kind of a work in progress, even as conference play unfolds.
Yeah, I think she's had to decide too, like, you know, some of her top hitters, Yoki, Asia Daly, Kennedy, McGrath, like, how do I get them all involved? And I saw Asia Dela playing a little bit on the left side earlier in the season, so you can tell that she's tried a couple different lineups. And again on Friday, this lineup was extremely effective in the first set against Pitt.
Ellie Bolton, Creighton transfer, first year in the program. Off her serve, McGrath. Cullen, a set. Tabron, good job at the net by the Tigers. Here's a set for Daly. Tigers again back within 8.
And there's an example of that 6-2 being so effective because the Tigers have 3 hitters up. This gives Asia Daly almost a one-on-one opportunity, and she's going to score most of the time when she has that set up.
Kate Hansen, and it'll be a service error.
So Devin Taylor, she's the libero for Clemson Tigers. She'll come in now for Hansen. The libero is the player on the court that's wearing the different colored jersey. And a new rule this year is that you can actually have 2 liberos at one. And libero's typically your most defensive, strongest leader when it comes to the backcourt. So she's always passing, she's always digging, she's encouraging the team. She just cannot attack the ball from in front of the 10-foot line.
Indigo Young, too strong. Back out to a 10-point lead for the Mustangs. Set number 2, they're trying to go ahead 2-0. Great job on the dig by Lamoran. Tigers, though, come away with a point.
Good play all around. Yeah, excellent defense from both squads. Good to see the Tigers pull out that point.
Why do you think they made the adjustment to add the second libero?
Yeah, that's a good question. I think it has something to do with lining up again with what the international players are doing, whether it's professionally or in the Olympics. And in America right now, we use a lot of substitutions, and that's not equal across the board when it comes to international play. So I believe the rule was put into effect just to get us more aligned with some of, we did lose to Italy in the Olympics, and that was one of the big things, was they had more all-around players than we did, which means that the player can hit, pass, serve, do all of the volleyball skills. So I know that was a call out against USA Volleyball.
Great power by Tabron on the kill. Now she's back to serve. Give her another point. 21-10.
We had 0 aces in that first set. There's been quite a few in this second set.
She set the early tone with one that just snuck over the net. She came in with 14 service aces on the season. Tabron, first year at SMU, the transfer from Colorado. Yoki, Tabron, Cullen, Kill, Foster.
Foster's having a great game. She's getting points from the service line, points from the front row. I saw her have a pretty impressive dig, actually. They're subbing her out now, probably just to give another player, number 12, some experience, give Foster a break. She's done a lot of good things this afternoon already. 4
kills to go with 4 service aces for Natalie Foster out of Mattawan, Michigan. Wichita State transfer, 22-10. Tabron again with the serve. Armbruster. Good swing by Yoki to get it across. Cullen the set. Nice dig, Taylor. Natalie Newsom had gone for the kill. Let's see if they set her up again. They do, and Newsom delivers.
And that's exciting. So Newsom just subbed in for Foster. She is a freshman, 5'11", so they're trying to get her some experience, and she comes in, says, set me the ball, and gets the kill.
13-point advantage. Again, Tabron to serve. Quick push by Armbruster. Cullen. Lamoran. Gentry Lamoran, maybe the only Gentry in all of college volleyball. And we arrive at set point.
Yep, and just like an incredibly fast set from Cullen out to the outside there. And Gentry's expecting it. She's used to that quality of set from her setter, so she was in the air, ready to go. And it does make it really challenging for the competition to get 2 blocks up against that.
On the road against a top 15 Georgia Tech team on Friday night and getting a 3-set sweep. The Mustangs winning by 3 points, 5 points, and then 4 points, but Having taken set number 1 here 25-16, and a chance to have a double figure advantage in set number 2 as Tabron serves.
Wow, that is a really tough serve though. I mean, the trajectory of the ball, because she's so...
Tigers will have to rally big time against a top 25 team. A couple weeks ago, they did that in this arena against Kennesaw State.
So I was going to say, they put Kate Simonton in, and the bench just got yelled at because Kate Simonton has been injured. You can see that big knee brace she's wearing, but she was a starter for the Clemson Tigers last year, so they're putting her on the court then. She comes in, she gets a kill.
Good design. Tigers with their first lead of the afternoon. Nice dig by Wagner. Sant. Wagner gets it across after McGrath had made the dig.
And I'm sure the coaching staff for the Tigers in the timeout and the break between set 2 and set 3 said, you know, we have nothing to lose at this point. So we talk about our grace and our gratitude and our grit and the 3 Gs, and they want them to go out there, just give it all you have, you know, leave something on the court to be proud of, something that we can build on moving into future matches. But I do think SMU, they're going to move up in the rankings. They continue to play this good.
Well, they knocked off a number 13 Georgia Tech team, and then this is, if it continues to trend that way, could end up being another sweep for them. And so they're looking to get a 10th win on the season.
And Foster's back there to serve right now. Again, she's the middle blocker. She's 6'4", and she had 3 or 4 aces in that second set. So let's see if the Tigers can stop her on their first serve this time.
4 service aces for Foster. And give her a 5th. And SMU moves back in front. A year ago, in their final season in the American Athletic Conference, 26-7.
And so again, if you're playing against Foster here in the SMU, I mean, you have to know she can go on such a run with her serve, so you have to do everything you can to get the ball in the air, let your setter get some sort of set off of it to try to get out of it. There's a great pass by Wagner.
Set up by Sant and Symington with both points here in set number 3.
And that's exactly what they have to do. Just anything to stop that serve, move on to the next rotation. So they can celebrate that. She only got 1 ace. That's actually something to celebrate.
Devin Taylor, Spring, Texas. Now a senior in the Clemson program. Chimay with a save. Tabron gets it across. Sant setting it up. Hansen for the Tigers. Now Chimay. Great dig by Sant.
And that would have definitely been off on
yeah.
the ceiling on the old jersey.
Yoki. Tigers go back in front.
And this is the kind of excitement that the Tigers have to play with. Again, we've been seeing this from them out of their first sets and previous matches, but tonight, this afternoon, they started a little slow, so it's good to see them coming out with an energy and enthusiasm in this third set.
Off of Lamoran for the point for Yoki. Set at the net. Good job to keep it alive by Hansen and others for the Tigers. Cullen, Chimay, gentle touch. Second time today we've seen Nia Chimay coming through with a very soft touch for a point.
And that just shows you her experience. I mean, she looks like she's going to hit it really hard. So because she can hit it really hard, the defenders have to be covering the outside of the court. And so when she drops it nice and soft like that, they have to scramble on their toes to get it, and they just were nowhere near it.
Served by Brooke Frazier. And the point will go to SMU.
That's fun. Brooke Frazier there, she's celebrating. She was the one who was subbed in the set before this. Missed her first serve. You could tell she was bummed, but she told coach to give her another shot, and there she comes back with an ace.
Now 9 service aces for the Mustangs, and they've all come from the second set onward. Yoki. Good power by the freshman from Finland.
Beautiful big hit from Yoki, the right side hitter there for the Clemson Tigers. She went off the forehead of the SMU block.
Yoki now back to serve. Great dig by Bolton at the net. Hansen. Sant, quick push, quick response. Big power by Wagner. Wagner again, denied by one of the top defenders, or at least one who's emerging in the ACC, Okamore.
Yeah, good hang time by Okamore here. Smart by Kennedy Wagner to try to go with an off speed because she's been hitting very deep and effectively. So it was the right opportunity to try for the off speed, but the block was just too tough on the other side.
Gentry Lamoran to serve. SMU 4-1 on the road this season. In the midst, as we told you, of 7 straight away from home. At the net, Tabron gets the block.
And this is a reason why SMU is so talented and so good. And like we said, they're probably going to move up in the rankings, but the hang time on their block, I mean, they're bringing it from the service line, from the kills, but also in their block.
There's a set by Armbruster, and Hampson delivered.
So Clemson Tigers are trying to get their middles more involved offensively, and so far it's been effective.
Good elevation. Kate Hansen, the sophomore from Weatherford, Texas, against a team from her home state. Serve delivered by Addie Raines. Cullen the set. Big delivery by Okamore. 6'4", the grad transfer from Florida. Came home to Texas. She's from Carrollton, Texas.
Wow.
I believe that's in the Dallas
Yeah,
area.
and look at where even Cullen is setting that set from. She's almost completely on the left side. She's able to push it back to a spot where Okamore can really take a huge swing on it. And again, for Okamore to have trust in her setter and know that Cullen's going to be able to deliver.
Bolton delivering. Raines did everything she could. And the lead grows to 3 for the Mustangs. Ellie Bolton played earlier in her career at Creighton, came to SMU this year. There's a set by Armbruster. McGrath,
Nice.
great job saving it. Oh, what a play by Frazier. Armbruster setting it up. Daly. Taylor. Daly with the kill. Too strong for Lamoran.
Wow, that's amazing volleyball from both squads. I will also give a shout out to the Clemson Tigers student section for respecting the play of volleyball and letting that SMU player run down that ball that was into the crowds to keep it going and alive. Made for a very exciting play.
And then they had a duck and cover on that kill by Daly. But yeah, Brooke Frazier, great job to keep the rally alive. Crossing is Foster. And what a beautiful finish.
Yeah, the one-on-one opportunities where there's only one block up against the hitters for SMU, the Mustangs. They're just able to put it down every single time. And again, a massive shout out to the setter for SMU, Celia Cullen, because she is able, even if there's not a perfect pass, I mean, she is able to set forwards, backwards, sideways, and get the ball in a position where her hitters can get the kill.
28 assists in the match for Cullen, who's reached 4,000 in her career. She serves it here. She had 36 against Georgia Tech the other night. Daly at the net, but the point will go to SMU. You can see the pieces of a very talented team here in SMU, and one that could make some noise in the ACC. They were picked 6th in the conference, but again, how do you really equate? I mean, Stanford came into this league, and they've been a national power. But
Yeah.
Tough to kind of set the gauge in this day and age, not just with newcomers to conferences, but with so many new players. 4 came to this program in the transfer portal this year. And the kill delivered by one of them, Maya Tabron.
Yeah, I'm so used to the Big Ten being, you know, the volleyball conference with Nebraska and Wisconsin and Minnesota and Penn State. And now ACC has really become the volleyball conference.
Tigers need to talk about it, down by 5. All afternoon for Jackie Simpson Kier and the Clemson Tigers. They led briefly earlier in this third set for the first time today, but down 2-0. 11-6 SMU. You know, and sitting here and doing a game here for the first time under this new configuration, it appears there's more space on the end, on both ends behind the end line, but much more back to our left. Devin Taylor in the opening set, I think it was, maybe early in the second set, made a running play she would have been able to make, and that's part of what they've done is they're building the new building off to our right. And they kind of moved the court because they've reconstructed the support walls. McGrath able to sneak it in.
Yeah, McGrath coming there with a big swing, big kill. We have not seen a lot of her this afternoon, so I know she's ready to get involved. And then she went for this kill with everything she had. You know, full swing, deep corner, awesome kill.
Just her first of the afternoon, and I'm looking at the stat sheet. I thought she had 1 or 2 more, but you know, the Tiger leader in kills so far is Daly with 6. Leader in the match.
Here's an
There's a
example of
tie.
what you're talking about.
Great
Running,
example,
yep.
and great hustle reigns, but she's unable to save after the sliding try by Taylor.
I mean, some of the volleyball arenas, you know, again, Nebraska, Wisconsin, you know, I mean, they're hosting thousands. I mean, up to 19,000.
Or 90,000 when they play in a football stadium.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. So, you know, right now, Clemson definitely needed a new gym. They're enjoying it, they're loving it. The dark gray, where that ends, that paint, is where the ceiling used to be in old.
The set by Reigns, but McGrath rejected, and SMU extends the lead to 6.
Great block by the SMU Mustangs here. They wait, they line up, they know McGrath's trying to use the block, which she's so effective on. Yeah, that ball landed before the player did.
SMU shares its arena with the 2 basketball teams, Moody Coliseum and their head coach, Sam Erger, who just seems like she can, just in chatting with her before the match, that everything always has a ray of sunshine to it. And Taylor unable to come up with the dig off the kill by Lamoran, but she noticed, she goes, I love the fact that we have that arena and share it with the basketball teams, and it's been a great home for them.
Yeah, you're able to host a lot of fans in basketball arenas. My alma mater, Wisconsin, actually plays in the Field House, which is the former basketball arena before the Kohl Center was built. But yeah, it leads in the nation constantly on number of fans in the top.
What did that hold for volleyball?
They've actually opened up a couple more seats in the upper deck, so I think they're up to like 10,000 per match.
Is that about what it held for basketball back in the day when the Badgers played there?
Yes.
So they probably packed it when Indiana came in, or Michigan State, Ohio State, that kind of thing.
Exactly, yep.
Good job by Foster to get it out of there. Chimay denied.
Nice coverage. That's called block coverage.
Symington rejected. Tigers keep it alive. McGrath, give her the kill.
So there's McGrath hitting from the right side of the court. They put Yoki on the left side. Big swing from McGrath and effective. And you know she hates, she's used to getting multiple kills every single match. So you know she hates that she's been really almost shut down by SMU, but she's coming alive now.
Mia McGrath back to serve. 15 aces on the season, but that'll be an error.
And it is hard, again, you know, you're down 8-15 to give away any free point at this point of the match is really difficult to help your team come back.
Tigers came out of the locker room for set 3 with energy, built an early 1-point advantage, but SMU has quickly turned this back in the same direction of the first 2 sets. Yoki on a nice dig by Cullen.
And again, the Tigers are celebrating to get out of this rotation because there's Foster back there serving, and from the angle we were at, we could actually see how quickly that drops over the net. So the Tigers were definitely happy to get out of that without giving SMU any points.
Back within 6, Taylor to serve. Foster will get a rest for the Mustangs. Dig by Bolton. Swing by Lamoran. Here's Taylor for Clemson. Wagner blocked to the net. Cullen sets it up. Chimay.
And we will see the call was in. I want to applaud the line judge on that because not only did she have to watch where the ball landed, she also had to duck so it didn't hit her. Yep, she was right though. She made a great call.
Brooke Frazier back to serve. Hansen, good job. And it falls in. Boy, Kate Hansen did a great job to keep it alive without even looking at the ball, really.
Yeah.
They've got an accidental dig, but the point still goes to SMU. They have an 8-point lead.
Yeah, that's a little disheartening play there for the Clemson Tigers. I mean, again, they're probably giving it their all, playing against one of the best teams in the conference, certainly the country. But a little miscommunication there. You just hate to see a ball drop without anyone going for it.
So do we tell you the ACC is a tough conference? Look at that.
Have we said that yet? Yes.
3 of the top 5. Stanford coming in and get ready for it in a lot of the Olympic sports. Stanford's always competing. I mean, they're the ones who are always usually winning or right close on the Learfield. But Georgia Tech, a team that was knocked off by this very SMU squad. And SMU from here will continue their road journeys next weekend. They begin at Syracuse. And so Miami rounds out the top 25. So the Big Ten, mighty for years and years and with great heavyweights in there, with a number 2 Nebraska team, but the ACC claims the number 1 Pitt Panthers among their 7 ranked. And further down the line, one of the few things that you don't see more than 4 ranked teams in a sport for the SEC, volleyball. But
right.
who knows, before long some of their newcomers could help impact. Texas already has, obviously.
Yeah, Texas, amazing program. Won the entire NCAA championship last year.
And what's remarkable about what SMU is doing is Sam Erdman has her program ranked this season for the first time in their 3 decades of playing volleyball. So that's very impressive. They have 4 ranked wins at SMU, and of course, they have swept 3 ranked opponents this year.
And that's what you spoke to earlier, her recruiting, the ability for her to recruit some of these competitors, some of these top players and say, come with me, let's make this program better than it is, leave a lasting impact.
Nice dig by Frazier, who had that great play in the stands a little bit ago. Tigers bumping into each other. Here's a set for Wagner. Cullen sets it up, but it's out.
Okay, that was actually such an amazing play. You can see that the SMU players are laughing a little bit because they are trying some new things. They're giving some players some new chances to play that maybe you don't get it all the time. But that said, I almost couldn't tell if that was going to the outside or to the middle, but the middle jumped so high. I believe that's Newsome.
Yeah, Natalia Newsome.
That she was able to reach it, yeah.
Cullen sets it up this time for Lamarand, who comes through with a point, and it's back out to an 8-point advantage.
So the Clemson block, again, they're at the stage of their program development. They just have this brand new gym, brand new locker room, gorgeous space for the players to hang out. Certainly recruiting over the next few years is going to be a key factor. So at this stage, they're just trying to grow and develop, and all their players, need to take every opportunity they can when they're on the court just to get better.
Newsome gets her point. Natalia Newsome seeing extended playing time here today.
Again, just a freshman for SMU, coming in off the bench. She's already had multiple kills.
Strong serve by Lamarand. Good dig by McGrath. Nice job on the slide by Bolton. Daly. Armbruster got it to Wagner. And Daly comes through. 7th kill to lead the Tigers this afternoon.
That's maybe the one error I've seen Celia Cullen make all day. She was trying a very tricky, crafty shot, but Asia Daly happened to stay super disciplined. She was in place and just said, thank you, I'll take that ball.
Cullen, her 2nd straight ACC match, and in each, more than 30 assists. 36 Friday at Georgia Tech, 31 so far. Tigers, though, back to serve. Addie Raines, freshman out of Yorktown, Indiana. A set for Tabron, and she got it in.
And Tabron, so there is some program out there where you can kind of put X's on where someone, gets all her kills. And you can see Tabron, I mean, she's hitting deep in the corner, down the line, sharp cross court. If she's had a tip in there, she's covered all the areas today.
So much power, you're extending the ability to land the ball. We saw it perfectly on a crossing play by Foster earlier. And she used all the court back to her left to get a point. Armbruster setting it up. McGrath, good block by Foster. Cullen was also there. Now she sets up Foster, but McGrath Sends it right back.
And that is not something you see all the time. That is a one-on-one opportunity for Foster, who we know is so amazing. And Mia McGrath, all 5'11" of her, waiting right there on the cross court, drops that hand in for the one-on-one solo block.
Hansen serves. Oh, Bolton would like to have that back.
And Hansen's having a great afternoon. She's really brought it in the middle. She's had some key blocks, and now she's bringing it from the service line. Again, only being a sophomore, she has a lot to be proud of in this match, playing one of the best teams in the country, best teams in the ACC.
Hansen and the Tigers back within 7. That was almost an error on the dig try for Frazier. At the net, Symington is blocked. And back out to an 8-point advantage for the Mustangs.
And this is the third set, so we're playing to 25. Mustangs are up 21-13 right now. Just a few points away from taking the whole match. Another sweep on the road.
Celia Cullen now 4,020 career assists as she passed that milestone this afternoon.
I'm sure she's thinking about playing pro after college.
Cullen.
Looks like they're giving another player off the bench, number 5, Casey Battenhorst, coming in, get some experience, giving Cullen a break now.
Battenhorst, another Texas native. She's from Houston. Her first action today, and she'll go back and serve. Junior. Played at Seven Lakes High School, and of course the club programs all throughout Texas rival those of the Chicago and Omaha areas and other parts of the country where volleyball is really strong. Close to the net, Foster.
So I bet the Tigers are going to have to do something a little different on offense tonight, because right now, you know, just a high set to Mia McGrath, the SMU Mustangs are able just to get their block all over that. So I'm assuming the Tigers are going to have to run some sort of play where they maybe move Deja into the middle, get some movement going on their attackers.
Battenhorst too strong on the serve. And that'll be a 5th service error. Catherine Sant back to serve for Clemson.
And they just did their subs to the 6-2, so Yoki's in for the front row, Sant's in for the back row setting.
Battenhorst setting it up. Tabron too strong for Rains. SMU 2 points away from completing a unbeaten weekend, and one in which they will have swept all 6 sets that they played against Georgia Tech and Clemson. Very impressive to do on the road.
And Tabron's had such a great afternoon. She's had 11 kills, hitting 300, almost 400%.
Symington comes through with a kill.
She got the touch off on the block, and then it went out of bounds, so that's a point for the Tigers. And if the Tigers have one thing to celebrate today, they are happy to have Symington back on the court because, again, she's been injured for a while.
She's important in the middle. Lamoran coming through and brings us to match point.
So now this gives the Tigers 3 middles between Indigo Young and Hansen, who's had such a great afternoon, and then Kate Symington. You know, they have a rotation of 3 middles going. Foster serving. We know how difficult this is.
As you say.
Tigers are sighing relief on that one. Yeah, exactly.
SMU trying to sweep an opponent for a 7th time this year. Of course, 3 of them have come against ranked teams. Taylor set the kill and the win. Battenhorst and Newsom close it out for the Mustangs. They take the 3rd set 25-16. They come into Clemson